Hello guys, it's Teenage DC Fan back with another video, and the tension in Freeland has reached its breaking point this season. Last week the ASA occupation forces pushed things down to the point where Black Lightning struck back, an event that saw significant repercussions. Now, as those repercussions make themselves apparent, it's time for an all-out battle for a significant part of Freeland's history, an event set into motion that could define the rest of the season. So, spoilers for the most recent episode of Black Lightning, the Book of Resistance, Chapter 3, The Battle of Franklin Terrace. So we open with Tobias Whale at the ASA facility, just talking similar to what we saw in the season premiere, though here Tobias claims that he's not like the others. Elsewhere, Jefferson wakes up alone after Lynn and his argument prompted her to leave. She also doesn't answer his call. Gambi tests Anissa's powers. She's back to normal, though she still has a wound and slash scarish thing where she was infected, but she wants to get back to work. So Gambi shows her a news item from outside the city that has been sending misinformation about the reason Freeland is on lockdown. Gambi says they need to find a way to get the real information out there. So she is on her mission now. But at the ASA, Lynn continues to look for Khalil when Tobias is brought in. He continues to pester her, telling her that she knows what the ASA will do with the metas once she stabilizes them. Lynn says she knows, but she thinks she's giving them a choice. Tobias says they won't, and neither will anyone in Freeland with a meta gene, as the ASA will just flood the city with green light, and it'll be all her fault. So that's not good. Meanwhile, Jennifer shows up at Brandon's house, or apartment thing, and they apologize to each other after he threw her out last time, and he theorizes that his powers ground out Jennifer's. Blackbird pays Jamila a visit to ask her to put together footage so they can get the message outside of Freeland. At home, Henderson visits Jefferson and agrees that they need to be on the same team. Then they find out that the third grade teacher, Mrs. Shepard, needs their help because the ASA has taken over Franklin Terrace as barracks and evicted everyone. But Mrs. Shepard is refusing to leave. So she's standing up for herself. So good for you, Mrs. Shepard. But Brandon reveals that Dr. Jace experimented on his mother while pregnant with him, and he ultimately watched her die. He ended up in foster care. Now he's looking for Dr. Jace to end her life. Jennifer reveals that she knows the doctor's last known whereabouts. At Franklin Terrace, Jefferson and Henderson go in to speak with the lady refusing to leave. She reminds them of the significance of the apartment and how it's part of their history. She isn't leaving. She wants to fight back. Jefferson leaves, but calls Henderson and tells him to rally the troops. They're making a stand. So Jefferson suits up as Black Lightning. Gambi locates an abandoned radio tower that they can use for their broadcast when news of the Franklin Terrace incident hits. Jennifer suits back up as Thunder to go aid Black Lightning in the battle. Thunder shows up right on time, and the ASA troops fall back, and the Resistance shows up. At the radio tower, Gambi encounters one of the pod kids, Baron, and convinces him that he's trying to help save Freeland. At the ASA, Lynn teams up with Tobias to stop the ASA, though his plan is for her to break him out. He wants Lynn to give him Miriam's power of camouflage. Jennifer reveals that Jace isn't in Freeland, and in his upset, he essentially causes an earthquake before passing out. So he may need to learn to control his powers a little better. Baron, who goes by Technocrat, or TC, helps Gambi get things up and running. Meanwhile, at Franklin Terrace, Painkiller shows up and faces off with Thunder. He takes off his mask and she discovers it's Khalil. And then he goes down. So Thunder arrives at the tower to help get out the broadcast. As they are uploading things, the signal starts to jam, but Baron gets it through. Later, Gambi pulls out Baron's ASA file and is alerted that the ASA lockdown procedure has initiated and they're trying to lock Lynn in. She grabs a bunch of her pills and the cure, and Gambi guides her out, but she drops her bag in the process. So she's like, my bag, I gotta go get my bag. And he's like, no, just drop your bag and go. She's like, no, my bag, I gotta go get my bag. And that's because she got all them green light pills in her bag, and she's addicted. She's a drug addict. Yep. So at Franklin Terrace, the commander adapts Black Lightning's powers and attacks him, but he's quickly overwhelmed by the power and collapses. So the Resistance ends up winning the day with Black Lightning finally on board. So this was definitely an eventful episode of Black Lightning, but this is still my least favorite show. But I'm actually really looking forward to watching it next week, because the whole episode is going to help set up Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I'm super excited for that. The sky's turning red, multiverses, like Earths will collide. So much is happening, so stay tuned for that. But that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video so I can bestow all my DC knowledge upon you.